If your SUMIFS result is wrong, it's usually not the math. It's the criteria matching. SUMIFS only adds rows that match every condition, exactly the way Excel interprets them. And Excel can interpret the same looking value in different ways. A date might be text. A number might be stored as text. A name might have a hidden space. So the formula looks perfect, but it matches fewer rows than you think. In this video, you'll get a simple checklist to find the mismatch fast. We'll start with the most common trap, data types. Then we'll cover criteria operators, wildcards, extra spaces, and date logic. You'll also learn quick tests to prove what Excel is actually matching. By the end, you'll be able to fix most SUMIFS issues in minutes. No guessing, no rebuilding the whole sheet. Just targeted checks that reveal the real cause. Next step. Before fixing anything, lock down what SUMIFS is supposed to do. SUMIFS has one sum range, then pairs of criteria ranges and criteria. Excel evaluates it row by row. If a row fails even one criterion, it contributes 0. That means a single bad criterion can wipe out a big chunk of your total. Also, SUMIFS does not understand what you meant. It only compares the stored values, so your first move is to isolate the problem. Ask, is the total too small, too big, or 0? Too small usually means rows aren't matching. Too big usually means a criterion is too broad, like a wildcard you didn't intend. 0 often means a data type mismatch, like text numbers. Treat SUMIFS like a filter. If the filter would hide the row, SUMIFS won't add it. Once you think of it that way, debugging becomes a search for the first mismatch. Next step. The number one cause of SUMIFS not adding is numbers stored as text. They look identical, but Excel treats them differently. SUMIFS compares types, not just characters. If your criteria is the number 100, but the column contains the text 100, you may get no matches. Quick tests help. Use ISTEXT on a suspicious cell, or multiply the value by 1 in a blank cell. If it changes, it was text. Another clue is alignment. Text often aligns left by default. To fix it, you can convert the whole column using value, text to columns, or paste special multiply. Then rerun SUMIFS. Also watch out for currency symbols and commas that force text. The goal is simple. Make the criteria range truly numeric if you're matching numbers. Next step. Dates are the next big trap because Excel stores real dates as serial numbers. A real date like 2026-04-13 is actually a number under the hood, but imported data often brings dates in as text. Then your criteria like equals date 2026-4-1 won't match those text dates at all. The fix starts with validation. Use ISNUMBER on a date cell. If it returns false, it's text. Converting can be as easy as date value or using text to columns with a date format. Another common issue is time. If your cells include times, then a criterion of equals 2026-04-13 matches only midnight entries. For date ranges, prefer equals start date and equals next day. That handles time safely. Once your dates are real numbers, SUMIFS becomes predictable. Next step. Another silent mismatch is extra spaces and non-printing characters. A customer name can look right, but contain a trailing space. SUMIFS treats Acme and Acme dollars as different. The same happens with line breaks from copied data or non-breaking spaces from web exports. A fast way to confirm is to compare LEN values. If the length is longer than expected, there's hidden stuff. To fix it, use trim to remove extra spaces and clean to remove non-printing characters. For non-breaking spaces, you may need substitute with char 160. It sounds technical, but the idea is simple. Normalize your text. Once your criteria range is cleaned, your criteria like Acme starts matching every intended row. This is especially important when SUMIFS uses multiple text criteria, because one dirty column can block the whole match. Next step. Now let's talk about criteria operators, because small syntax mistakes change results. SUMIFS criteria are usually text strings. So if you want greater than 100, you write greater than 100. If you want greater than a cell, you write greater and A1. Forgetting the ampersand is a classic bug. Another one is mixing equals with wildcards. Equals Acme works, but equals Acme is strict. Also be careful with not equal. Capital A is commonly used to mean not blank. But blanks can be tricky if the cell contains an empty string from a formula. In that case, it looks blank, but it isn't truly empty. When in doubt, test the criterion on a single cell with a simple comparison formula. Make the logic explicit, then put it back into SUMIFS. Next step. Wildcards deserve their own quick rule set. In SUMIFS, an asterisk means any characters, and a question mark means one character. That's great for partial matches, like matching any product that starts with ABC, but it can also inflate totals. For example, USS matches USA and AUS and Russia. So if your sum is too big, check whether a wildcard is matching more than intended. Also, remember that wildcards treat numbers as text patterns when you put them in quotes. If you need to match a literal asterisk or question mark in your data, you must escape it with a tilde, like STEXT. Most people never need that until they do. The key takeaway is to use wildcards only when you can describe the match in plain language, and it still sounds safe. Next step. If you want to debug faster, stop trying to read the whole SUMIFS at once. Instead, prove each criterion works. A practical method is to build a helper column that returns true or false for each condition. For example, one column checks the customer match, another checks the date range, another checks the status. Then a final column multiplies those true and false values, so only rows that pass everything show 1. Now you can count matches with COUNTIF and compare that to what you expected. If the count is lower, you know matching is the problem, not summing. This approach also reveals which criterion is eliminating rows. It's not fancy, but it's reliable. Once you find the failing condition, you can focus on data types, spaces, or operators in that one column instead of rewriting the entire formula. Next step. Another common issue is inconsistent ranges. In SUMIFS, every criteria range must be the same size as the sum range. If one range starts on row 2 and another starts on row 3, Excel may still return a number, but it won't represent what you think. This often happens after inserting rows, copying formulas, or mixing structured references with normal ranges. A good habit is to select the ranges and confirm they cover identical rows. If you can, use Excel tables so ranges expand together. Also watch for entire column references in huge files. They work, but they can slow calculation and make debugging harder. Keep ranges tight and aligned. When ranges are consistent, you remove a whole class of SUMIFS is wrong problems that are really, my ranges don't match. Next step. Let's cover one more data type edge case. Numbers with rounding and floating point noise. Sometimes your criteria is equals 0.3, but the stored value is 0.30000004. They look the same when formatted, but they're not equal. That makes exact match criteria fail. This is common after calculations, conversions, or importing from other systems. The fix is to avoid exact equality when decimals are involved. Use a tolerance band, like A equals A1 minus 0.0001, and A equals A1 plus 0.0001. Or round the source data with round to a consistent number of decimals. Also be careful with percentages, because 10% is stored as 0.1. If your criteria uses 10 instead of 0.1, it won't match. So when decimals matter, match the stored value, not just the displayed format. Next step. When you want a durable fix, normalize your inputs and make criteria explicit. For text columns, create cleaned helper columns using trim and clean, then point SUMIFS at those. For dates, create a proper date column using date value or a controlled conversion. For numbers, enforce numeric types and consistent decimals. Then write criteria in a way that's hard to misread. Use date functions instead of typing date strings. Use cell references for thresholds instead of hard coding. And when you need this month or this quarter, define start and end dates in cells and reference them. That makes the formula stable and easy to audit later. The goal isn't a clever formula. The goal is a formula that keeps working when new data arrives from a different source with slightly different formatting. Next step. Here's your quick checklist to fix SUMIFS that's not adding correctly. First, confirm ranges align and cover the same rows. Second, validate data types. ISNUMBER for dates and numbers. ISTEXT for suspicious values. Third, clean text. trim, clean, and sometimes substitute for non-breaking spaces. Fourth, review criteria syntax. Operators in quotes and use and when referencing cells. Fifth, watch wildcards, because they can undermatch or overmatch. Sixth, avoid exact equality for decimals and times. Use ranges instead. If you follow that order, you usually find the problem before step 4. And once you've fixed it once, you'll start spotting the pattern immediately in new files. If you want, I can also share a reusable SUMIFS diagnostic template approach. If this was helpful, subscribe for more Excel troubleshooting deep dives. And in the comments, tell me which issue you hit more often. A. Dates stored as text, or B. Hidden spaces in names. Small tweaks compound into massive performance gains. Subscribe to catch the next workflow optimization.